It's the Pigeon Talk podcast with your hosts Yisroel Mayer and Suki Silver from the RCCS Hockey Classic.
Welcome back. Podcast number 2.
We survived.
We survived. Wow. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, my goal of this podcast. Yeah. Oh God, I have to start there. The goal I had for this was let's get a second one out. Because everybody could do the first podcast. It's about like getting the second one. So I made my goal now. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, we're here.
Plateaued or
no, we're gonna go great. We're gonna go crazy with this.
All right.
So we are here.
Yes.
A day before this Islanders game. That's pretty cool. Are you excited for this Islanders game?
I've never been more excited for something about. Listen, by the way, the event's gonna be awesome. Really.
So let's talk about it because last year we did the Rangers. We took out Sweets, right? And it was a Canes game. I remember. I think it went to overtime. It was exciting. But this is crazy. It's like in this gorgeous arena, and he's taking a picture on the ice. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing. And also this time we're actually like almost on the ice.
Right. Should be honest.
It's gonna be an awesome game. Talking about challenges.
Yes.
What are we in the middle of right now?
Okay, so right now we've got the Ken Danico experience. Ken is going to it's going to be actually for the Devils Rangers game. I think on March 22nd. Ken has offered that RCCS we're going to get two sets of tickets from MGM Tickets. Guy Mendy Cleisher, really nice. He always comes through, and it's the guy who raises the most money gets 2 tickets. Guy who brings in the most $180 donations gets 2 tickets. And Ken is going to take care of you. Ken, the one thing is, you know, what started out as us reaching out to Ken to be the ambassador, the NHL ambassador for the event, because he's become part of the family. And he really has gone out of his way to try to help the organization in any way he can. So very, very happy. And
shout out to Ken. Shout out to Ken, Mr. Devil.
Double shout out to Mr. Devil, yeah.
Yeah. All right. What do we have? I mean, you guys are going to be listening to this Saturday night, and what do we have going for this week? I heard this really exciting challenge.
Very, very exciting challenge. So yet to be released, but we're going to release it hopefully tomorrow. Normally we do a shell pants challenge where we offer the team the ability really to walk in and feel and look like they're in the NHL. Totally
match those sweaters. Match the sweaters.
Match it to the sweaters. You also, if you recall, we have the team logo, the number.
Logos,
pretty cool. So every year we've given 2 teams can win it. This year we're actually upping it to 5 teams. 5 teams can win.
And also the 5 teams who win it, but it's not whoever raises the most, right?
No.
So how are we doing it now?
So it's gonna be a race. We're gonna start it on Thursday at 9 a.m. and the first 5 teams to hit $25K raise during the period, they're gonna get the shell pants.
That's awesome.
So gives every team an opportunity to really
So technically, right now, when everybody's viewing this podcast, we could already have 5 teams that won this.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I have no problem. I would have no problem.
You're listening to this Saturday night or you're listening to this Sunday morning.
Nothing would make me happier if I have to figure out a new challenge beginning Sunday morning because it's already.
So it's a race of 25. There's no, you don't have to out-fundraise any other team. It's just a matter of when you can get that 25
Correct.
grand.
100%.
And it's 5 teams. That's awesome.
Yeah,
all right.
You know what? But I mean, even as we focus the week, ahead, we could also talk about what's going on the week behind with some of the teams and what they've been doing with their fundraising. And I think it's been pretty amazing throughout the current challenge. Just to give a couple of shout outs. First of all, the team Cobra Kai, who's already raised over 18 pounds.
That's one of our new teams, right?
Yes.
What division are they in?
So they're in Division 6. It's a composite of last year's Mountain Stars and the Slashers. Jordan Levine and Scott Trapp are doing a great job. They've already raised 18 grand.
And Jordan Levine and Scott Trapp are the captains.
The captains for the team.
Awesome.
And then, because he seems to have more friends than God himself, Yosef Gestander bringing in over 100 donations this week alone.
That's crazy. I remember, I think 2 years ago, we actually gave out an award for those who brought in 100 donations on the entire campaign. And he's done it already in a week.
In a week.
Can we do a CBS shout out on 3? 1, 2, 3. CBS. All right, that was for you. That was for Yosef Center. Keep it up. It's truly phenomenal what everybody's doing. All right, so with all of these teams, raising this money, and with Yosef Center raising, having 100 donations, there's incentives involved, right? Like, let's talk a little bit about the incentives this year. I know we had a little bit of a change from last year, so.
Okay, so let's preface once again, as I always like to do. I know that everyone's just raising money for RCCS, but everyone likes to feel like they, like they've earned something over here. So
it's a Jewish tournament.
100%. So this year we tiered the incentives as follows. First of all, the minimum this year, $3,000, right? Now, if you raise only $600 more, you get a pretty cool sublimated backpack, which we discussed last.
And I think the backpack is part of that. We rolled out this RCCS Hockey Classic swag for the kids. Like we did a pillow, we did a beach towel, I know we did a blanket. So this is just the next thing in the line. Yeah, that's awesome.
Something for all the kids to fight over. Then we go up, and then we go to 5,000. And 5,000, so first of all, up until only 5 more days, by the way.
From today, right? So January 15th.
January 15th, you can actually, if you hit the $5,000 mark, you can get these noise-canceling headphones that we discussed last week. And then, or a $150 gift card going forward. Then,
I believe after January 15th, though, that gift card is going to drop down to $100. So again, that gift card's to Pure Hockey. Get yourself swag. I know I just broke my shin pads. I got to get a new set. So that's what happens if you don't play in a tournament. I don't get any of those gift cards, but yeah.
Now, $7,500, then you get your own private room at the tournament. I know how much teams like to be together, but I'm sure a private room.
Yeah, I know guys really like that.
And then at 5,000, then that's when we start talking about 5,000 more. Went to 12.5. That's when we start talking about the gifts. We're talking about those Sony earphones. We're also offering even if you can hit $18,000, you can get an NHL jersey.
So that's a new thing. I think we are offering this year. Where a lot of guys love the RCCS jersey, right? It's awesome. But sometimes you're going to a Leafs game, you're going to a Rangers game, and you want to wear a Kreider jersey, and guys are just not shelling out the $250 or whatever it's going to cost to get a Kreider jersey. But we're offering that, right? What is that? What level are we at on that?
So that's going to be at $18,000.
$18,000, awesome.
Now, even once we move away from the individual incentives, then you have the team swag and team incentive, which is always awesome. Guys love it.
These items, right? Let's say someone doesn't want to get that specifically. We're still offering the gift card.
Yeah, of course. 100%. All right. It's always about the hockey swing. At $125,000 as a team, no matter what an individual weighs, as a team, then you get your team hats, and your team shirt, and your team sweatshirts.
Yeah, you gotta rep those colors and those logos. I know the captains and all the graphic designers and all these teams say very, very detailed on what our logo is going to be, and guys take a lot of pride in that. So wearing the team cap, and it's awesome to see it. By the way, whenever I meet a guy skiing or someone in the street and they're wearing their Isotopes or Liquid Avs or Dasman logo right on the front of the cap, it's just nice to see. It's awesome.
Agreed. $175 gets you an away jersey.
Okay.
Or
this is new for this year also, right? We're offering that in addition to the away jersey, which is what we've been rolling out until now, we're adding something else to that.
So we have the away jersey. You also have shell pants. If the team didn't win it, this week, the team gets shell pants, and the team can also get a locker room T-shirt, which is a totally new swag item.
So let me just clarify that the locker room T-shirt is a T-shirt. It's got the guy's name on the back, his number, team logo. So that's pretty cool. But again, you don't get all three.
No,
team gets to decide what they want to get.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Correct. And then at the end, hopefully when everybody hits the 250, then you get on the bus. RCCS awesome. Buses you down, gives you the transportation. No worries.
Yeah, I always love seeing the guys getting
falling off the bus.
Yeah, those teams that come with the suits and the sunglasses and everything. That's all for the earbuds and. It's awesome. All right.
So we're talking about swag. We're talking about repping colors. So what are you wearing today?
So this, I don't know if you can see it on camera, right? So it's actually, you know what? I'll make it a challenge. Whoever's watching, if you can tell me what year this jersey's from, you get yourself a ticket into a raffle. Any guy who gets it right, ticket into a raffle for a hockey stick of your choice. And if you can tell me what team it is, and remember, this is trivia, so it's going to be difficult. But if you can tell me what team it is, you get yourself another ticket.
You talking about which RCCS team or which National Hockey League team?
No, I'm talking about which RCCS team, and it's gonna be difficult because this is the second ticket and it's a challenge. That's what we're gonna do. But you're in. If you get the year right, you get one ticket. If you can tell me what team it is, and again, it's trivia, so think about it, then you get another ticket. And the third way to get a ticket is if you could tell me what name it says on the back of this jersey, you get yourself another ticket into this. Now, I'll give you a little hint on the last one. He may not know sports, but he can run a damn good tournament.
Like it. Okay. Listen, boys, you've been given a challenge. Let's see who can get all three. We have a treat. We have Yes, we do. We do because, listen, if it was only about us, and I don't know if we make it to the third.
Tell me what's going on. We have a surprise guest.
We do have a surprise guest. We have somebody who's been an integral part of this tournament. Not only is he a member of the back-to-back champion NBL, but he himself has had a very, very extensive career involved with hockey and the NHL. And I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy the following interview that we just had.
That's awesome. Let's bring him on. Let's bring him on. All right, so we got a special guest here. Andrew, you can introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Andrew Schwartz, Team NBL, obviously back-to-back defending champion of the Philly/New York tournament.
That's awesome. Welcome, Andrew. We're so excited to have you here.
And
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hey, Andrew. Andrew, by the way, where's your other?
What an
MVP? MVP.
I don't really keep that too close to me. I try and put it in different.
You set me up for that one day. Set this up.
Yeah, it's not like something I carry around when I go and grab a coffee, if you will. But if I do need it, it's always in my briefcase.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so Andrew, last time we did this podcast, I asked Yisroel Mayer if he remembers his first phone calls to start this tournament. I'm going to ask you, do you remember it? The first time you got a call from Yisroel Mayer?
Yes, the rabbi. I got a warning from my other rabbi, David Rosenberg, that it may be coming. And I don't think I knew what I was in for, but I would say that I don't know that things would be the same if I didn't get that first phone call in terms of my desire to participate, desire to help, to go a little bit above and beyond, to play in Florida as well, to have been invited to Chicago and still working on that. Generally speaking, maybe that's a 2025 scenario, and to have the friendship that I formed with both of you guys above and beyond the RCCS hockey element of it is one that I value deeply.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We all do this as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So as a guy who's been around the block when it comes to hockey tournaments, when it comes to hockey production, first of all, what do you say about the tournament? But then more importantly, the growth from year one to now, how would you describe it? Just give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so not that you need to hear all about, me in my life, but I worked in professional sports for 18 years before I got to my current job in real estate. I worked for Commissioner Gary Bettman. I worked for the New Jersey Devils. I worked for the New York Islanders. I've been to 5 All-Star games, 5 Winter Classics, 3 Stanley Cup Finals. So I've been around the block probably more so than I would have anticipated when I was a kid growing up playing hockey. And when I first joined the Team NBL to play in RCCS, I don't think anybody really knew what to expect. And I don't think you could look back on the original tournament and compare it to the tournament now, because it's like a preseason game compared to the Stanley Cup Finals. What was executed last year in the parking lot, and albeit the timing of the Bruins-Panthers game was serendipitous to some degree, the idea that you had an event that could have stood alone other than being connected to a hockey tournament with what occurred in the parking lot, just for the awards and the recognition of the team and the fundraisers and the fact that, we recognize those who are battling cancer as part of that process, is amazing. I mean, that is something that I would have driven to Philly to spend time with my friends to attend, just that sort of thing. Forget the fact that it was connected to 5 games, which we all have come together around the sport of hockey to get back to RCCS. So I don't think of one and compare it, because they're incomparable. they're so vast.
That's awesome. Well, we definitely try to. The one problem with playing off what we did last year, even the year before, is about on the side. So just follow what I'm saying. So what Andrew fails to mention is how he so eloquently mediated the the Q&A at the end. I mean, I think he was just waiting for us to recognize that and thank you, Andrew. You're doing such a wonderful job.
I am not all about individual accomplishments. I am really about the team. But if you so choose to include me next year, I'm happy to MC it for whatever tricks you guys pull out of your yarmulkes for next year.
Well, we're currently trying to pull some shticks out of Toronto.
Yeah, wow.
We can imagine. But thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary, Uncle Gary. But yeah. So on what you were saying before about spending time with the guys, I mean, the camaraderie that we have at this tournament, I don't know. Yeah, you got to be crazy to play hockey and to have 500 people all playing with this year 6 divisions, and the camaraderie. And I don't spend time in the locker room. What's the vibe there for people who don't know? Like, what's this?
This is a chimple shreds. I don't know.
So Merkin's in the locker room. We'll keep the locker.
Oh God! Oh please. I'm trying to forget that.
Let's keep this kosher for the kids here.
Yes. Well, talking about kids, then let's go to the kids. I heard that a certain someone has what to do with the doubles entertainment. You talk about that. Who's that for?
Let's talk about the tournament and not my past jobs.
Okay.
When you set up the experience in the locker room like an NHL locker room, and someone who's been in dozens of NHL locker rooms across the country in terms of the jobs that I've had in the past, you set the tone for the mood in the locker room. So the mood is very laid back in between games. The guys having a coffee and kicking their feet up and looking at their phones and checking the stats if you're into personal accomplishments. And then come game time, it's like the tunes are cranked. The guys are more quiet. They're putting their gear on. How much more time? Like, let's go. And then you have that one person in the locker room who's got, the bigger mouth than the others for all the appropriate reason, who takes that time, especially when you reach the playoffs and the championship game, to really step up and remind us, as Dave always does, sort of the benefit that comes from the event in terms of the dollars that were raised. But the fact that we came to win, and we've always come to win. And yes, I get it. Merkin wants to go around and make sure that everybody's hugging, and we all do upstairs in the players' lounge, but we come with a purpose. And if you're so fortunate to reach the championship games, you really are looking to the victory and only the victory.
That's awesome. That's true. Andrew, we really appreciate you taking out your time. Looking forward to seeing you on ice in an exhibition game coming soon.
And actually, just one more thing, because you forgot, and you talk about the camaraderie, you're talking about the team going. You want to sort of, for those who don't know, there was a challenge presented to Mr. Schwartz when from his team with regards to wearing something on his head and his arm. You want to sort of, educate everybody else as to what that was and how that helped and what came of it.
Sure. So I am maybe not the most observant of all of the 500 players who participate in the tournament, across all 3 tournaments, that is. But I do recognize sort of the moments that I have to make a difference, and as we all do, to stretch outside of the norm of our own individuality as it relates to our religion. So on multiple occasions for multiple years leading up to tournament, I like to wrap tefillin in the morning and say my morning prayers as initiated by Rabbi Merkin here in my office when he came in, and we wrapped together, which I thought was great. And all of the guys jump on board. And for every day that I post a picture after prayers, of course, after davening, of me in my tefillin, the boys all pitch in a little bit of cash towards my fundraising efforts. And then at the end of the run, somebody steps up and matches the total number, which I think is great. And it's only at my.
That's on the raises.
Yeah,
there it is.
That's it. So it's all on my forehead, and it's a big one. It goes from here to the back of my neck, so it's a big forehead.
Love it. All right, so I can't wait to see the pictures this year, as the funds hopefully keep flying in.
Understood. Well, I appreciate you guys having. I listened to the first episode. I thought it was great, and I'm appreciative of you asking me to participate in the next one.
Thank you, Andrew. Looking forward.
Okay.
All the best. Bye-bye.
I love Andrew.
Oh, he's the best.
I love Andrew. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome dude. And that's great. I love hearing the perspective of the players. What do they see? Because, we're busy with it. We're busy making sure that we accomplish what we're trying to do with the tournament, which is raising money, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm busy with the tech, and it's to have a guy who's sitting in the locker room been playing it for years, and been so involved in the NHL and so involved in other major hockey, I guess, events in the world, and for him to be able to say, you guys run a good event, or I appreciate, raising the money or being part of this for the organization. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. And Andrew's the bottom, and he really has been a tremendous asset to the organization, and we're so the growth of the tournament and just where it's gotten to this point, he's had a major hand in it.
It's awesome. All right, well, maybe now we could do it.
All right.
Time.